through the National Ghana Parade Council, through the Keymama Foundation, through the African Diaspora Business and Investment Roundtable. I've had opportunity to serve the diaspora. And I've realized that we have realized that there are some challenges because we at the motherland Africa do not really understand the diaspora. And the diaspora also really do not understand us. This confusion is not making the relationship between the diaspora and the motherland that's cordial. We need to address it, and we need to address it holistically. And therefore, for us to be able to address it, we need everybody's idea, everybody's opinion, everybody's view. That's why we have created the Diaspora Motherland Conversation. And we have said that between January and December 2023, last Saturday in every month, we'll hold this conference, we'll hold this conversation here. And at the end of the year, that is December 2023, we're going to collate all the views and all the opinions of members. And we will serve the Parliament of Ghana, we will serve the ECOWAS Parliament, and we'll also serve the AU Parliament for them to know that these and that are the things we need to do to be able to cement or consolidate the relationship between the diaspora and the motherland. So that is by way the purpose of gathering. And I want all of you to be on the same page with us, that we are here not for any other reason, but to find a way to consolidate the relationship between the diaspora and Africa, the motherland Africa, so that whenever people are migrating home, those of us here will receive them very well. And those coming from the diaspora will also know that there are people at home who are ready to receive them and receive them very, very well. Without wasting much time, let's go and invite Ni Kone Tawia. This man is an extraordinary man. He has been living in the diaspora for over 3 decades now with his family. He's been doing some work on the Nile Valley projects, and the Nile Library, and a whole lot of projects. Today, because we're still in the month of February, the Black History Month, we want to give him a few minutes to share with us his thoughts on the Black History Month before we proceed to what we have to do today. So Kone Tawia Okuraja, if you are ready, please pick it up from me. Thank you. Hello, Nicole. Please unmute yourself and pick it up for me. Nicole.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Thank you very kindly, Mr. Opai. I would like to acknowledge you personally for your engagement with the diaspora, and also my great sister, Kabuki, you call Keymama. Thank you for being engaged with the issues of the diaspora. You said I should speak a few minutes, I hear you. But there's something a brilliant Ghanaian writer, Ama Ata Edu, said. He said, if you want to know the complete history of Africa, it will involve a continuous conversation 24 hours a day for 3,000 years. And this means this is the length and breadth of African history, the longest history of a people in the history of in the history of humanity. So today, as we celebrate Black History Month, I would just like to submit to you that Africa's second renaissance depends on the diaspora. Remember, the ancient countries of the world used the diaspora for their second renaissance. A nation like Greece, it was the people who came to Africa and went back to Greece when we began to have Greek intellectuals. And then you come to Rome. It was the Romans who came to Africa and brought civilization back to Rome. And then you come to America. It was all the diaspora running away from different countries of the world came together and built a nation called America. And this is why I have faith that the second African Renaissance will be based upon the African diaspora. the 250 million plus people outside of Africa. And this is why such conversations are critical at this point in our history. I remind you that Africanism or Pan-Africanism itself was started in the United States of America by the diaspora in the person of Marcus Garvey of the Caribbean, Dr. Du Bois, L.R. James from Trinidad, and others. And these were the people that Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah joined forces with while he was in the Americas. And he brought that passion to bear, which was what made Africa or Ghana the first nation in Sub-Saharan Africa to become independent. That battle should be picked up now by us, for us. And I am humbled to know that we are beginning to address the three components of the diaspora issue. First, that the diaspora issue is spiritual. Secondly, that the diaspora is biblical. And thirdly, the diaspora issue is historical. So there are three components to the diaspora issue.
Amen.
What's important at this point is how do we respect the spirituality of the diaspora? The African spirituality that the diaspora have hung on till today. Remember, the African diaspora in the Americas are the only group in the world that have kept the light on for Africa. So when you talk about Africa, the first group you have to mention is the African diaspora. Why? Because they have kept African tradition to the core. I want to say something to you. Remember, when the African Americans came to America, Americans were singing hymns. The African American brought the word gospel, which means the truth. When the African American came to America, they were not singing. The African American brought the music called soul, S-O-U-L. In fact, the African American called the food they eat not food, they call it soul food. The African American have gone on to create institutions like Kwanzaa, which celebrate Africa's history, Africa's place in human history, and Africa's authenticity to human history. They went on to create the first African American organization, NAACP, that stands for dealing particularly with African American issues. Now, why do we have to connect to the diaspora? Remember, those people who were connected in fighting for freedom for Ghana and the rest of Africa, two countries that come to mind, which is South Africa and also Ghana. I remember Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah brought Dr. Du Bois, if you remember his name very well, to help Ghana to write the Africana Encyclopedia, if you recall. And Dr. Du Bois started that particular project and he couldn't finish it up before he passed. So what we are doing today is reconnecting and facing our responsibility to be responsible for the second coming of the diaspora. And this is why I'm looking at Mr. Opai and applauding him every day for God to give him strength to continue the work that he and others have started. Now, why is the African diaspora Black History Month is so important? Again, it is the only celebration in our toolbox that brings African, irrespective of your tribe, your geographical location, your belief system, your color, everything that has to come to you in terms of your being African is built within the Black History Month. So when Black History Month comes, we are happy, we are joyous, we are friendly, we are brotherly love, we are cousins, we are fathers, we are mothers. And this is why Black history is so critical in our toolbox for Africa's second renaissance. And let us not forget that there are people who may have other agendas to hinder the movement of the return of the Africa diaspora. But let me warn you, the wave is huge, and you join or get out of the way. So we will continue to come together. We will continue to bring African diaspora on this platform so that we can hear from them and let us show them that we are genuinely interested and we are making provisions for their return. Because if you're an African, every home in Africa has a room specially reserved for visitors. We have plates for visitors, we have towels for visitors, we have clothing for visitors, and we have visitors kind of special meal that we prepare for visitors. Should I mention one of the meals that we prepare? If you're a Ghana Dangbe, you know Akliji is special. If you are a Ghana Dangbe, you know Kwekwe is special. So these are some of the special foods that we prepare that create an atmosphere of friendliness, brotherhood, love, and togetherness. Today, since I've already mentioned that if you want to talk about Africa, you need to be talking for 24 hours a day for 3,000 years. We don't have that kind of time. So I would like to end here, but I want to assure Mr. Opai that I'll be bringing a friend of mine who's an African-American from Maryland, Dr. Larry Davis, to talk specifically about the preparations we need to put in place for the coming of the Africa diaspora. With this, I would like to end here. Thank you.
Oh my God. Let's appreciate our father, our papa. Thank you so much. Yes. On behalf of all the participants, would like to say a very big thank you for this information you have shared with us. Yes, you just kept me. I just, when you mentioned that, my mind went right to the village when we're there. Yes, whenever there's a visitor, they ask you to go and bring the visitor's towel, the sponge, and everything, the visitor's plates, and everything. So yeah, there's everything reserved for the visitor right in Ghana, and that is part of our culture. That is very amazing. Thank you for the reminder. We really appreciate. So that was our father, Ni Kone Tawia Okuraja. He's a Ghanaian, but he lives in Canada. And the moment they say Ni in Ghana, it means the person is a royal. Ni is kind of a title, a royal title. So Ni, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming on board.
It's a pleasure.
I still have a couple of people to introduce, and my mother, okay, I think I've introduced Reverend Dr. Pam of the African Brains Bank. Let me go to Mr. Joseph Kwesi Sapon, my former lecturer all the way at the Kwadaso Agricultural College. This man mentored me some 26 years ago when I was in the college to study 3 years certificate in agricultural science. Then he's also a lecturer. I think he's on retirement now. But after Kwadaso Agricultural College, he also went to lecture at the Cape Coast University. I have Mr. Michael Kunedu also on the call. Danny Mens, thank you so much for coming on board. And Mr. Vincent Mensah. Mr. Vincent Mensah is the president for the Council for Gadangbe Divisional Chiefs. So his chieftaincy title is Nene Uwajao II. Nene Uwajao II. I can see him also on the call. Shandor, thank you, and thank you all for being part of this conference. So as and when others join, I will be introducing them. So we have a young man who have put together very beautiful poem about the diaspora. Last time, Keymama shared one of his works with me, and I was really amazed. So we said, yes, this is a diaspora agenda. So come and share a word with us. So Mr. Kwadwo Awote, if you're on call, please kindly take over from us and share your poem on about the diaspora with our listeners, our audience. If you're on call, please kindly take over from me.
Okay.
Okay.
If he's not here, I have the poem. So if possible, I'd like to share my screen.
Keymama, please go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead and share the poem
please,
because that was a
read it?
fantastic way.
Yeah, can you read it to us, please?
Yeah, so Keymama, kindly please share your screen and play for us. Thank you.
Okay, so give me 1 second and I'm going to share my screen with you.
So what we have today, we have the 2nd or the February edition.
We became those stopped us in the back and painted the black man black. They said I'm black, so I can't make a round. They said I'm black, so my senses are dying. They said I'm black, so wisdom I lack. They said I'm black, so my brains I can't rack. They said I'm black, so I have no lack. They said I'm black, so I have no knack. They said I'm black, so I suck. They said I'm black, so I only stack. They said I'm black, so I love mad like the dark. They said I'm black, so my position is at the back. They came to my territory to hijack. They invaded to ransack. Everything about my being black, they faded under attack. They changed my name and called it. They changed my food and gave me snack. Took away our strong brain wise and resources in a never to return trip in a ship as huge as Noah's Ark. Gave us no space, closely packed together, sardines in tasting words in our ears. They told us we are here. So we believe mediocrity for our residents. Because of our blackness, they called us monkeys, a tip of their mouth. But they were wrong. We are the heroes and heroines that sing a song. The top is where we belong. The life of some blacks were pathfinder. You can be an identity reminder. Nelson Mandela, Maya Angelou, Oprah Winfrey, Luther King Jr., the greatest entertainer of all time, Michael Jackson, some of the greatest boxers ever known, Joe Louis, Sugar Ray Robinson, Mike Tyson, Mayweather Jr., some of the greatest footballers ever seen, Opai, Abedi Pele, World Pele, one of the greatest golfers of all time, Tiger Woods, some of the greatest athletes ever seen, Usain Bolt, Carl Lewis, and the many blacks to mention. For I am black and I'm not a slave. I am black and I don't live in a cave. I am black and I'm brave. I am black, I live for glory, not the grave. I am black, I have rich culture. I am black and I don't feed on my fellow human like a vulture. I am black, I am wonderful. I am black, I'm beautiful. I am black and I'm powerful. So the black is also human under the sun. For I'm created in the image of God, not in the image of DOG. So don't turn my identity around and give me crumbs on the ground. For I'm created in the image of God, not in the image of dog. I come not to praise a certain race, for I believe not in racism. But I believe that God created a man, but not a race or color. So I quote Martin Luther King Jr. Today, when people will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I am black.
Thank you.
Powerful.
Okay, so that was an amazing rendition there from Mr. Kwaju Awote. Fantastic. I am black and brave. I am black and I don't live in a cave. I love that. Thank you so much. So without wasting much time, let's now go right to Loyal Ni Ajay Blebo, who is our resource person for tonight. He's going to take us through everything we need to know if you want to become a citizen of Ghana. Where do you start from? What is the procedure? And what are the requirements and everything? Is going to share that with us briefly. And like I said, this is not a lecture hall. The motherland and diaspora conversation, it is a conversation. It's a two-way conversation. So that quickly after he has done, we will open the floor for everybody to share whatever you have with us. And we have some few minutes to do that. So our lawyer, if you are ready, please take it up for me. Thank you so much for coming. And kindly don't forget to introduce yourself, your law firm, your location in Ghana before you proceed with whatever you have to do. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ipani Ajay-Blebo. I'm a lawyer, a practitioner. Mr. Francis Tetteh Opai, I appreciate all that you're doing, the effort you're putting together to bring all Africans together, especially those from the diaspora. And those are the diaspora, we are focusing on Ghana. I work with Kingsley Brook. If you check my background, that's my law firm, Kingsley Brook. We are at the airport on the Senate Emporium on the 4th floor. That's where you can locate us in Accra. My main assignment tonight is to draw your attention on citizenship.
We are connected.
Because Ghana has become a trade hub, the trade hub and tourist hub for most people in the diaspora. And for that instance, citizenship has become the main topic that most in the diaspora will want to find out how one can gain citizenship in Ghana. People have nice business ideas, so they want to relocate to Ghana. So how must they do it? We have laws in Ghana that guarantees someone to get citizenship or to become a native of Ghana. So the laws are that we have the 1992 Constitution. We even say the 1992 Constitution, that means our Constitution came into force in 1992. Then we have the Citizenship Act. It also came into force in the year 2000. These are the laws of Ghana, which make sure that one can acquire citizenship. So citizenship is a right and a privilege that is vested by law. That's why I make mention of the laws of our Ghana, which is the 1992 Constitution and the Citizenship Act. And it is vested by law. And this is important because it has become a matter of international law, constitutional law, and a human rights law, because states will have to demonstrate their sovereignty and their character through citizenship. So how do one gain citizenship? We have the modes by which one can gain citizenship. And one that our laws allow is by birth. When we take birth, for instance, we expected that your parents are Ghanaians. If your parents are not Ghanaians, your grandparents. So that gives you the opportunity to become a citizen of Ghana. If you are not giving birth in Ghana and you are living outside Ghana and your parents is a Ghanaian, you are a citizen of Ghana. If you are not giving birth in Ghana and your grandparents are descendants from Ghana, automatically you also become a citizen of Ghana. Another mode of gaining citizenship in Ghana is by naturalization. You naturalize. You put in your application, then your application is granted, you become one of us, you become a citizen of Ghana. Then another mode by which one can gain citizenship is by descent. It's by descent. Your parents are here, your grandparents, giving birth in Ghana. Another mode that those in the diaspora can also become a citizen of Ghana is by marriage. By marriage. If you find someone you in love with, you're not married, you want to get married to the person, you find a Ghanaian, you marry to a Ghanaian, you can also gain citizenship. Then we have the last one, which is called founding. This is for children below the years of 7 years. If we find them on the shores of Ghana and they have no parents, we cannot trace them to anybody, our laws allow such child to become a citizen of Ghana, any child below the years of 7 years. So when you gain your citizenship, what rights do you have? You have the rights, equal rights as a native of Ghana. You have equal rights as all natives of Ghana have. You also enjoy such rights. You have the right to do business in Ghana. A right to do business in Ghana. You have the right to live and move freely in Ghana. Ghana is a land that you can move freely. I can tell you, when you're in Accra, in the night, nobody is going to attack you. Whatever time you want to be in town, you want to chill yourself, you can go out freely. The police are there, making sure you enjoy the maximum security that you want. So when you gain your citizenship, you have the right to live in Ghana and move freely in the night, and nobody is going to harm you. You have the right to access our courts. You have the right to access. Once you have the idea to initiate a business or a transaction in Ghana, if things do not go well and you're a citizen of Ghana, you can access our courts so that you can have justice. You can enjoy justice. Then you have the right of immunity from expulsion. Once you gain citizenship in Ghana, our court will make sure that you have that kind of protection, that you are not extradited from Ghana. You can only be extradited by extradition only if you commit a crime outside Ghana, the jurisdiction of Ghana, and you are supposed to stand trial in a court outside Ghana. And in that matter, you will not have the right of immunity of expulsion. That's one, the laws allow that once you have breached the laws of another country, you are being sent to stand trial outside Ghana, you'll be taken. The laws allows that. You have the right as a citizen of Ghana to hold a Ghanaian passport. And our laws have given judicial pronouncements that once you hold a Ghanaian passport, it is a premium facie evidence that you are a citizen of Ghana. When we say a premium facie evidence, it is an evidence. When you have the Ghanaian passport, you can use it as a proof that you are a citizen of Ghana. We also ask that once you live in Ghana, you need to be very careful that you want to live your life decently. You want to obey the laws of Ghana so that you do not find yourself culpable with our laws, so that you do not go against our law, and our laws also, the courts do not put you behind bars for offending our law. So you need to be very careful that you want to live yourself decently as a citizen of Ghana, that you obey the laws of our land. And for that matter, you are going to enjoy peace and no one is going to disturb you. So citizenship by our court is an investiture. Our court will clothe you with citizenship. And once our court clothes with the citizenship and it's being consistent with our laws, then it means that all that we have acquired as a citizen of Ghana is genuine. So we want to find out if you're in the diaspora, can you hold a dual citizenship? Does our laws in Ghana also allow dual citizenship? Yes, our laws allow. You can be a citizen of America and also be a citizen of Ghana. It's allowed. You can hold dual citizenship. But holding dual citizenship, our laws do not permit you to hold certain offices. You cannot be a president of our country if you hold a dual citizenship. You cannot be a parliamentarian if you hold citizenship, dual citizenship. What I mean is dual citizenship. You cannot be a parliamentarian. You cannot be elected into an office in Ghana. But you can do, aside that, you can do any other thing as a Ghanaian would do. You can do your business, you can move freely, have a peace of mind, you can own a house in Ghana. So we encourage everyone that if you want to come to Ghana, we are going to help you regularize your documentation so that you can enjoy your business. Ghana has become another hub that everybody's looking up to come. The land is rich. The land is rich. That's whatever you place on the land of Ghana is going to be very successful and going to make good returns. So when you land in Ghana, you land in our port. Our laws allows that you can stay in Ghana for not more than 60 days. If you want to stay beyond 60 days, then it needs that you need to regularize your documentation. You need to put in an application that you want to stay beyond the 60 days. And you will have a further 30 days to be granted to you based on the reason that's being given to our immigration officers. If you want to stay in Ghana by reason of education, our laws allow. So you need to show proof of admission, payment of fees, the institution and the course that you are doing. If you have dependents, you are going to get a visa for all your dependents because you are going to school in Ghana. The laws allows you to stay. If you have business in Ghana, you can also apply for a stay. The laws allow you to produce all your company registration documents. You produce all those, that the permits will also be granted to you. If you are an employee for a company, you'll also be given stay. So your company will put in an application on your behalf. They will submit the relevant documents that the immigration needs for the grant of your permits for you to stay in Ghana and work. So these are the mode in which one can acquire Ghanaian citizenship. I've told you in a summary of it. We have our birth, naturalization, we have decent marriage and founding. I've told you the procedure that you can stay in Ghana for 60 days. If 60 days comes to an end, you can apply for 30 days. If you are schooling in Ghana, you can stay by providing all your documentation. If you have a business, you can provide all your documentation, you can stay. If you are married to a Ghanaian, you provide your documentation and you're given a stay. You'll be given a stay. So we want to say that any stay that is given lasts for a year. If you're schooling, you are given a stay to last for a year. All permits that are granted for you to stay last for a year. And when it expires, you can go for an extension of it. Extension of the permit for a grant of stay, you can go for it and it will be approved. So this is where I want to end the topic on citizenship. And the convener, Francis Opai Tetteh, here I want you to take over from me.
Okay, me, Ajay, Blebo, thank you so much, lawyer. And what did you say is the name of your law firm again and the location in Accra?
Kesley Brook. You can see at the background, Kesley Brook. We are a full law firm practice. We are at Accra Airport Residential. You can find us in the Senate Emporium building. The Senate Emporium, we are on the 4th floor. That is where you can locate us in Accra.
Meaning that you are not far from the Marina, also the Marriott Hotel in Accra.
Yes, we are not far. And we are not also far from the airport. So from the airport, you want to visit our law firm and seek any legal advice or consultation, you are welcome. Just a minute drive. Just a minute drive.
Thank you very much.
I'll be sharing my email in the chat box. So if you want to email me, that's fine. I'll be welcoming all your questions and I'll provide you all the needed assistance that you need. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate the information shared with us. Ladies and gentlemen, like we said, the Diaspora Motherland Conversation is a two-way platform. We don't come to deliver lecture. No, we want to just give an overview of what it is for us to have a conversation on. So now the platform is open. If you have any view, just put up your hand. You know where to go to let us see your hand. We'll call you. If you have any comment, any question, any reservation, or any addition, something that you would like to talk about, you have the mandate or the free way to do that now. So the platform is open. If you want to talk, just raise your hand up and we'll call you immediately to do so. Thank you very, very much. Okay, so we have Mr. Dapa all the way from Cape Coast in the central region of Ghana. This man is a man who was contracted by the government of Ghana to do the sculpture of the former president, Professor John Evans Atta Mills, at a senior high school built in his honor. So, Mr. Asare Dapa, please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Mr. Francis Opai. I'm an artist by profession. I create a lot of digital artwork. And in our current location, I'm in Cape Coast, like you said, and I have the opportunity to sell some of my artworks online because we are now in the digital world. But we are faced with a lot of limitations as Ghanaians because the platforms we could use to sell online are limited to those who are in the diaspora. For example, to be able to sell on websites like Redbubble, like Etsy, Printify, and the rest, you need a PayPal account. And here I am as a Ghanaian, I can't get a PayPal account in Ghana. I can't register a PayPal account in Ghana. So it's impossible for me to sell. So there's a great limitation. I wish we could get people from the diaspora who could help us get some of these things so that it could help us boost our businesses. Thank you very, very much.
Okay, thank you. So for you, your problem is not really about what do you call it, the citizenship, because you're already a Ghanaian, but it's all about how to get to the diaspora market. We have gurus here. Reverend Pam is here, a fantastic woman doing exploits globally. And I hope she's going to invite you to her conference in Los Angeles in September. That is where you can connect and do the kind of thing you're looking forward to do. So without wasting much time, thank you very much, Mr. Dapa Asare. Let me go to Reverend Pam. He has put up her hand. Reverend, please go ahead. Take it out from here, please.
Yeah, thank you so much, Honorable Francis. I had to change my background to make sure my hand did not blend with the previous background. I am very elated as to what I've heard. And to the attorney, Peter Blebo, awesome job, awesome job. I hope, Honorable Francis would get you to LA because a lot of people we need your services. As far as our brother Asari goes, you don't need an invitation from me. Honorable Francis will get all of you over there. So long as you're a person of African descent, you're welcome. The event is open to everybody. Couple of things I want to say. When a mother is separated from a child, they both suffer. So our brothers and sisters that were yanked out of Africa and brought here against their will, they suffered, and those who stayed back suffered. This is the truth. Unfortunately, the perpetrators of that evil have brainwashed a lot of our people, both in the diaspora and in the motherland. I'm not going to focus on the challenges or the problem. I'm a solutions-oriented person. I am very pleased with the number of efforts that are being made by our people to reconnect. I am impressed with the work that the Holistic Migration Consult is doing. And that is one of the reasons why we are going to take it to a different level. At Africa's Brain Bank, our vision is to end the brain drain. We are not forcing everybody to go back home. However, those who want to go back home will facilitate it and enable them going back home. Those who cannot go, we want your brains to go. And that's what the Brain Bank is all about. For our brother Asari, we can definitely assist you with that. Africa's Brain Bank is a virtual home for all people of African descent. And it will take all of us to build that bank. The currency of that bank is not cash, it's not gold. It's something more precious than cash and gold. It's human capital, it's your brain power. You know, I don't want to go into any African history. I'm not a historian, but we all know where civilization started. We all know that our people were educated when the people that claim to be more civilized than us were still in the primitive ages. So I'm not going to go into that, but I want to encourage all our brothers and sisters. Let's collaborate. Let's work together. Working in silos don't get us anywhere. Let's collaborate and let's not reinvent the wheel. If one of us is doing something, don't try to plagiarize or circumvent or copy. Support them. Let's collaborate. That's our motto at Africa's Brain Bank: collaboration, development, and service. For us to develop and serve Africa and people of African descent, we must work together. And personally, I don't believe in quid pro quo. It's not you give me this, I give you this. No. We can collaborate without necessarily, some people may be able to only contribute 10%, while others do 90%. It doesn't have to be 50-50. So I'm not gonna take up the time. I know there are other people that want to speak. I just wanted to say I am very gladdened by this, and Honorable Tetteh, as God willing, I'll press my way to participate in these conversations. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And for all my brothers and sisters, let's build each other up. God bless.
Oh my God. Thank you, Reverend Pam, and the founder and the leader of the Africa's Brain Bank, all the way in the United States of America. We appreciate your time and contribution. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have the first Haitian American African queen who was stood and coronated all the way in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We are so blessed to have her in our midst tonight. She's also the founder of the Valley of Love Ministries. Thank you, our queen, for being part of this August meeting. Thank you. We also have Mr. Daniel Mensah, Madame Audrey Quay. They are all on this call, and we really appreciate. The Commonwealth champion for power lift, a Ghanaian, Madame Juliana Ako, is also in our midst. And finally, Mr. Kwadwo Awote. Mr. Kwadwo Awote, we thought we could get direct or a direct presentation of your poem from you, because the video we played we were having some scratches here and there or sound problems. But unfortunately, you were facing network challenges, so you couldn't get on the call on time. Thank you all for coming. Where we are at the moment, like I said from the beginning, the floor is open. If you want to have a word, just put up your hand and we will call you to do so. We have some few minutes left. So, Queen Mother Alena Ajua Mensah. Oh, this woman is so Ghanaian than I always thought. She's doing magnificent things in the United States of America. As we speak right now, she has a full festival coming up. Is it running? We are in February. Is a festival running or is over? Please unmute yourself. Queen, please unmute yourself.
Okay, sorry. So first I would like to say that the two speakers we just had, they were phenomenal. I really appreciate that information. One thing I also appreciate is to know that we are able to speak our spirituality and we're able to speak our spirituality and doing a divine assignment, you definitely need to know that you're connecting to the right God. There's a lot of different gods up there. There's a lot of different entities. And if we don't connect to the right one, we're going to fall in a group of what everybody else is doing. A lot of the diasporas are having confusion. And we know that God, our creator, is not the author of confusion. One of the reasons why there's been so much stagnation and moving forward is because many are disobedient and do not want to serve our creator. So I'm very happy to hear that we have some people that are in ministry so that we could come together and we can make this happen. At times when we're saying certain things like it's not going to work, honestly, it's not going to work when you have a lot of chaos and confusion in your circle, but it definitely can work if you got God in the presence, because God is the one that is going to ordain where we want to go. He's going to authorize where we're supposed to get. So I really do appreciate what was presented in the beginning before we started talking. To the brother that have stated about the PayPal challenges, I am very much aware of that. You are stuck and you cannot sell. But guess what? My organization has been blessed to have a merchant account where you can go online and do donations internationally or do purchases internationally. So I would like you to send me your product and then I could just post it. But then there's an exchange. You got to drive people to the website in order to buy the purchase. Okay. So anyone who's trying to get their product online, I can offer that service through my organization. And again, I do events. I present culture events, and it's good to do culture events so you can bring people together. You can bring people together to network so you can educate them. So that's my gift. Food is my gift as well. Food. I do food events a lot. I do food events to fundraise with my organization. Another thing, we have to be reciprocating as far as making anything work. You can't be on the African continent side and say, hold your hand out and say, I'll receive and not give. But then you have the diasporas over here who are mothers, some are married, some are single, and who have their own livelihood expenses that they have to pay. They have to pay school fees now if they're Ghana, or even in America if they're going to private schools. So there needs to be a clarity that we are individuals just as those on the continent of Africa. We have people in America that are poor, that have lower income, and then some, they have a higher income, but not a large percentage of Americans are extremely wealthy. Okay, so that needs to be programmed in the mind of people when you're dealing with diasporas. We can talk all day long, but talk is cheap. It takes money to buy land. So money has to be a reciprocating cycle between the diasporas and those on the continent in order to make things work. If you're just looking for the diasporas to fund everything, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So money has to come. If you go into the book of Malachi, since we are talking about, we've opened that platform. If you go into the book of Malachi, and God says, bring all the money into the storehouse so that there'll be plenty. So you're going to have some who's going to have more money to be able to contribute, and then you're going to have some who's going to have a little money. But if you got a little money, don't look at the others and say, I'm not going to contribute because I only have a little money. You should also contribute and show your effort as well.
Okay.
Amen.
Thank you. Thank you. Really, really appreciate. We have just 10 minutes to wrap up the show. Let me go to Mr. Joseph Kwesisapo. Please go ahead or mute yourself and come through with your contribution. Thank you, Queen Elena. We really appreciate your contribution. Thank you. Mr. Sapon, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And congratulations, Francis, for this opportunity again. I was so happy when I met you at the mall. Okay. And I think I'm going to be part of this initiative. Okay. What you are doing is very, very important. And I am coming from the agricultural side. Food security is threatened. And I don't know how this platform can ensure food security. In saying that, I'm looking at opportunities. How can, if there are other programs somewhere, there are two keywords we are using here, diaspora and the motherland. If there are programs in the diaspora, agricultural programs, let us also look at it to see how we can get the youth involved in agriculture to ensure food security. I'm happy Ajwa just talking about food. Food is so pivotal. We eat every day. And currently, Ghana is suffering because the food security status is so bad. We are importing so much rice, we are importing chicken, we are importing tomatoes and onions. How can we help in this direction? I think I would want to work in this area of the program if there are opportunities. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Sapon. We really, really appreciate your contribution. Yes, there's definitely going to be food security conversation. There's going to be real estate. There's going to be everything that will affect the relationship between the diaspora and motherland. So definitely, I can assure you, we're going to have a conversation on food security. Not just that, there are other opportunities to have conversation. As we speak, one of the mayors is also working for us to have a conversation with the agricultural department of the Michigan University, and we are keen on following that closely. So whatever that happens, we'll let you know. Thank you, Mrs. Sapon. Madam Audrey, please take the floor. Go ahead, Madam Audrey.
Thank you very much, and thank you to Mr. Francis Opai Tetteh for inviting me to this event.
Thank you.
I just wanted to point out that I'm really glad, and I'm very interested in the, the projects that Reverend Pam is involved in. I think it's absolutely brilliant.
Good.
We can, almost most countries have had a brain drain. African countries are not an exception. Those countries that successfully found a way to reverse their brain drain, China, Korea, India, Israel, all of these countries, Brazil, etc., they've all had a brain drain, but they found overt policies that they have implemented to tap into the people who left, went to work in Western countries and gained significant experience in whatever positions they work in. We have people who are like IBM engineers, IT experts, etc., who are now in their 70s, 60s, and 70s, who are living abroad. Some of them are retired. And we could be tapping into these, people's expertise to help accelerate development on the African continent. We all know that where things are at right now is IT and artificial intelligence and all of that, right? I'm currently working on an online learning center and just curating learning resources online. I do online tutoring of accounting and finance.
Wow.
And here I am sitting retired, and I'm teaching American kids throughout the United States accounting and finance. How about our own kids back at home, right? And so hopefully I will have that website launched by the end of this month.
Thank you.
I have been talking about it, and sometimes I'm sorry, but African intellectuals, we talk too much. I've gotten to the point where I'm done with talking. I don't
Thank you.
like dealing with
Oh.
talkers. I look
Thank
for
you.
people with doer
Yeah.
traits,
Yeah.
and I
Thank
affiliate
you.
doers. So
All
I'm
right.
very, you know, it's like you're a talker, you're not going to hear from me very much. You're a doer, I'm going to try to
Yeah, I'm
affiliate
on the Zoom right now. Yeah.
if we can collaborate.
So you can
So
call
we all
me
have to
after
develop
10.
that filter of identifying the people who are doers, people who have an idea and want to implement it, and network with those people to get things done. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
If we were to take download all the discussions in discussion forum of all Africans in the diaspora and those in Ghana and on the continent as well, if we were to download all the comments and discussions that have gone on, they will fill libraries. I kid you not.
Wow.
A lot of very brilliant ideas, but lack of implementation. And we're all getting old, and these kids are also growing, and there's a lot of unemployment, and you know, there's a need for social entrepreneurs who can identify needs, right, in their communities, in their countries. And how did Bill Gates become Bill Gates? How did what's his name, Jeff Bezos, become Jeff Bezos? They identified a need, and they systematically developed a strategy for using IT to address that need. That's how they became billionaires. Simple. And we have a whole continent with millions of people who have needs, okay? And we have young people who are unemployed but brilliant. And we need to find a way to get them away from that mindset that they have to get some government job.
Oh, okay.
They can become entrepreneurs. They can identify needs. They can form teams and work together to address those needs. And that's how they're going to be successful. There aren't enough government jobs to employ all of them. They need to get out of the mindset that the only way they can make it is to get a job in some corporation, established corporation, or a government job. They need to be the entrepreneurs that meet needs. And we, the diasporans, the people in the diaspora who have the education and training, we are the ones who can facilitate these young people, right? And support them. Okay?
Thank you.
Some of us don't have a lot more years to live on this planet. I'm not kidding you. When you're 65 plus, your lifespan, a remaining lifespan, is between 10, 15, and 20 years. Seriously, okay? Those 10, 15, 20 years, use it profitably. Don't let people waste your time. You don't have much time left on this planet.
Thank you.
That is what you know, we all should commit to doing. So you'll be hearing from me. I would suggest that you obtain all of our email addresses, right?
Exactly.
In this call, and that yes, and that you keep us together in some kind of a group where we can continue to network with each other. Thank you so much for giving me the platform to say a word.
Dr. Odukwe, I really appreciate your time. Thank you very, very much. There's a platform already. We call it the Diaspora Motherland Chat Room. So we'll add you to that group so the networking can proceed from here. Whatever you have said is right. In 2019, I participated in the International Horticultural Expo in Beijing, China. And I had opportunity to buy a book written by the president of China, Xi Jinping. And there's a particular chapter, and I was amazed what he documented in that chapter, that any son or daughter of China who has gone out of China to learn and has returned, automatically they belong to what they call the China Scholars Union. And they are the people who advise the president and not Council of States. They don't have anything like Council of State who advise the president, but rather those who have gone out to study outside China and they have come back. They automatically, the moment you come back, you become part of the China Scholars Union. And these are the people who have the mandate to advise the president of the People's Republic of China. So all that you have said is right, and we need to take advantage of brain gain. We have lost the brain, but now there's another way we call another terminology called the brain gain, and we have to focus on the brain gain. In 2019, the remittances that went to India alone amounted to 55 billion US dollars. 55 billion US dollars. And that was substantial amount of money. So we can make good use of our brains that are living anywhere around the world. Thank you very much. We have Galaxy Tab 4. I don't really know the name, but please, we have some few minutes to close this meeting. So kindly come through with us, make it snappy so we can get out of here. Thank you very much. Galaxy Tab 4. I don't really know your name, so please forgive me because I don't have your name here, but I can see Galaxy Tab 4. You've raised up your hand. Kindly go ahead with your submission.
Sorry. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Opai. This is Michael Medu.
Okay, please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Let me greet Mr. Safon. Sean, okay. You are welcome.
Yes, I'm here. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you.
I want to ask a little to what Mr. Safon said about agriculture. Well, Africa as a whole, Ghana, our land is so good, so fertile, and we have the knowledge that we can produce to enhance our food security status. So our brothers and sisters in diaspora, for them, the machinery, agricultural machinery over there, they have improved machines that can be used in the African continent that will enhance our performance or improve, help us improve upon our productivity. So we should think about this simple agricultural machinery that can be used, modernized one that can be used to enhance our productivity in Ghana. When they are talking about or discussing about the agricultural side, we should talk about all these things. We have the knowledge, we have the skills. What is left is the machinery that will enhance our performance so that we can expand our skill to boost up our energy security status in our continent. Thanks so much, my brother.
Okay. So thank you so much. Madam Audrey, do you have your hand up again? You
yes,
have something to add?
Yes, okay. I just wanted to add that talking about agricultural machinery, I just, in my group of doers, I have a gentleman who is doing projects, and he had 2 corn mills, and now wants the corn mill to be machine to be replicated in Ghana, which can be done. Because to be honest with you, my older sister, she worked with an old man who is an expert in metallurgy and welding and all of that, and she built her own gas cooker when she had a cake decoration and patisserie school, had about 25 students who all had to put their cakes in the oven at the same time, and her ovens were not enough. So she ended up designing her own oven, had this old man work with her, and they created a gas oven. And the students were able to put their cakes in at the same time. So when we set our minds to it, we can do so. And so this gentleman, he asked for somebody who can replicate a corn mill machine and a feed mixer for poultry. Okay. Good. I connected him with the Design and Technology Institute, founded by Madame Constance Swanica, and she can design anything. Okay. And she and her students have the expertise to do that. So we have the expertise on the continent, and we need to, when we are looking for people who can do that type of work, let's look at the continent and see who is able to do what first. Again, talking about welders, we have the best welders in the world in South Africa. In South Africa. when Iceland was building a tunnel, and I can't remember what the tunnel was for, but it was some kind of engineering project, right? Who did they fly in to Iceland to assemble the boring machines that were going to bore the tunnel, through the rock and everything? The machinery was delivered to the site. They flew in the best welders in the world. And these people were from where? South Africa. Okay? We don't ever think about our own aspects. If we're thinking of going to hire somebody, who do we think of? Our good old white people. They're not necessarily always the best. Okay?
Thank you.
The best welders in the world are from South Africa, and because of the mining industry. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. I really, really appreciate your time, all of you. Time is fast spent. I wish we could hear just one line from Mr. Kwadwo Awote before we say the closing prayer. Mr. Kwadwo Awote, are you here? I wonder how you were able to put together that kind of poem, that kind of narrated the entire story of the Black man and how being Black is brave, and how being Black doesn't mean you lack, or how being Black doesn't mean you live in a cave. Are you there? Can you give us just one line before we say our closing prayer? Please. Time is fast.
Yes, I'm here.
Please go ahead.
Okay.
1 minute.
Okay. So let me take you aback. We carried them at our backs till they became lows at our backs like a hunchback. Stabbed us in the back and painted the Black man black. They said I am Black, so I can't make a mark. They said I am Black, so my senses are dark. They said I am Black, so I will only stack. They said I am Black, so I suck. They said I am Black, so my brains I can't rack. They said I am Black, so my position is at the back. They came to my territory to ransack. Everything about my being Black they brought under attack. They changed my name and called me Jack. They changed my food and gave me snacks. Took away our brave wines and resources in a ship as huge as Noah's Ark. Hello?
Yes, go ahead. Your line is breaking. Please go ahead.
Okay. Took away our brave wines and resources on a trip in a ship as huge as Noah's Ark. Packed us together like sardines in a pack. Foul and tasty words in our ears they did back, as loud as the shark. But they were wrong. We are the heroes and heroines they sing in song. The top is where we belong. The life of some Blacks were pathfinder, giving me an identity reminder. Nelson Mandela, Kwame Nkrumah, Maya Angelou, Oprah Winfrey, Rosa Parks, and the many Blacks to mention. For I am Black and I don't live in a cave. I am Black and I'm not a slave. I am Black, I live for glory, not the grave. So the Black man is also human under the sun. For I'm created in the image of God, not in the image of DOG. So don't turn my identity around and give me crumbs on the ground. For I'm created in the image of God, not in the image of dog.
Wow. Awesome.
Beautiful.
We need to put our hands together for this young man. This is fantastic. It's amazing. It's mind-blowing.
Wow.
My brother, we celebrate you. This is ingenuity. This is total creativity. And we celebrate you for what you stand for. And wherever we go, we'll go with you. So get ready. Thank you so much.
We're waiting for him in America now. We're waiting for him to come to America because this is beautiful.
Okay. So get ready. They want you to
Get
come to
ready.
America. Okay, so on behalf of the entire team, Holistic Migration Consult, National Ghana Parade Council, Keymama Foundation, would like to say a very big thank you to you all, especially Ni Tavia Kone, all the way from Canada. You spent time with us tonight. talking to us about insightful things about the Black man and Black history. We appreciate you. Loyal Ni Ajay Blebo Peter, thank you so much for your time. You have taken us through a lot of things. And thank you for I can see you have put your email address in the chat box so that members can pick it up. But already he's also a member of the Diaspora Motherland chat room. He is a member there. If you need anything, we can connect you to him at any time, anywhere. Then also, all of you, Keymama, all of you, I can't mention all the names, but I want to say that we appreciate all of you, Mr. Kwadwo Awoti, for spending time to share this beautiful poem with us. We just want to say thank you. The deal is that every last Saturday of every month, we are here with this conversation. We want to make it as much as possible a conversation and not a lecture. So whenever you come, we'll share the theme for the month ahead of time. So whenever you come with your questions prepared or your answers or your contributions, so that all of us can contribute to this conversation and make it a great one. Without wasting much time, let me go to the first Haitian African American queen to give us a closing prayer so we can bring this meeting to an end. Thank you.
Amen. Father
Amen.
God, we come to you at this time. Even though I know we're around the globe right now with different time, but we know that we serve one God. As we come into a close right now, Lord, everything is in your hand. I'm asking you to touch each and every one of us, Lord. If there's one in the line that's going through whatever the situation is, I'm asking you to put your hand around that person and let them know that you love them. You are mighty God, you are wonderful God, and we love you so much. Thank you so much, Heavenly Father, for our honorable Francis, for this wonderful meeting where he put all these people together. Thank you so much for everything. All that I ask in Jesus' name I pray. Amen, amen, and amen.
Amen. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much, our speakers. Thank you, our poet. Thank you, all participants. We are now a very big family, and we would like you to encourage others to come on board. Because when you look at this message about citizenship, this message about Black history, this poem that has just been rendered, it is not enough for just few of us here to enjoy. It is for the totality of the community. So let's encourage others next time. The last Saturday in March, we're going to be here once again with a March edition of the Motherland, Diaspora Motherland Chat conversation. I thank all of you for coming, and may the Lord Almighty bless you and make his face shine upon all of you. Thank you so much for coming. God bless you.
All right, God bless you all.
So bye. God bless you too.
God bless
Thank
everybody.
you.
Bye-bye.
Amen.
Bye-bye.
Bye.